Hi guys, how are you doing? So today we're going to be talking about the best way to become a developer or a programmer. So from my experience so far, I found many people who want to become a programmer one way or the other get fed up of the career and decide to do something else. Now, what I'm going to be explaining to you is to help soften the pot so that when you go into programming, you don't get so stressed out and so confused and trying to figure out something that's not there. So what I'll do for you, I'll give you some little experience of mine. From there, you can carve out a pathway for yourself. I know you must have watched other videos and you must have seen one idea or the other. So whatever I'm going to share on this video is based on my idea and experience. Now, one thing I discover is that so many people want to go into programming, and the first thing they start saying is learning HTML, learning CSS, you understand, and learning other programming language. In as much that is okay, I would want to also show you a best route that you can use in learning programming. One of the ways that I've discovered is that anything that you want to learn, if you have a visual value tied to it, it gives it more sense and creates more entertainment for you in future. Now in programming, I want you to know that there's a visual aspect when it comes to programming. What do I mean by that? Most of the things that is being built by a software developer or a website developer or a mobile app developer is being used in a visual way, or is being presented in a visual way. What am I trying to say? If you download a mobile application, for instance, most of the things you see is either text or images. How they are well placed is what catch your attention. So we're indirectly saying that this application that is being built is just mere graphical representation of content that is being made by text and image. You understand? Every other thing has to do with coloring and layering of images and perfect fitting of all this content. So what am I trying to say? If this is the case, why not start programming from the route of design? What do I mean by that? Now, there is already a space for design when it comes to programming. This is even the foundation of programming. When you're building an house, for example, one of the things that is being presented to you is the 2D and 3D design, which we know as architectural drawing. In the space of programming, we call it UI and US design. You get, most especially the UI design, which talks about the user interface. I find it funny when most front-end developers start programming by just jumping head on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. That is just going to make programming a little bit more complex for you. I would advise you start programming from the space of the user interface design. That's where you actually understand what you're trying to code or what you're trying to program. Because at the end of the day, whatever you design as a user interface designer is still what you're still going to develop when you start doing your front end development like JavaScript or HTML, CSS. You understand? So why not just start from the UI UX routes when you've understand how to design an application or how to design a website? You get, knowing about design systems, knowing about font types, knowing about font styling, knowing about coloring, when to use color, how to use color, how to space. There are situations whereby you make use of auto layouts when you are making use of UI UX design to set up a proper layout for your design, knowing your padding, your margin, and all that. All these things you get taught when you know UI UX design. You get, there's a lot I can mention here. As a UI UX designer, you are in charge of designing cross-platform applications, websites developed applications, you understand, mobile app applications, even software application. And the beautiful thing about learning UI UX design is even the foundation of software engineering. As a UI UX designer, you can become a project manager. When you are a UI designer, don't assume yourself as a graphics designer, because whatever you do is being measured. The sizing, the coloring speaks a lot in the UI UX space. For example, you are to design a mobile application. the size, the frame, the device size you're to use is very important. You understand? Your frame size, your logos, your icon, everything is important. The actual image, your font styling, your font coloring, they are all important. Your layout, they are all important. Your spacing, your padding, they are all important. So when you are going into the UI UX space, don't assume yourself as a graphics designer, because your poor job might rub on the developing that project. So yes, there's similarity between graphics design and UI design. Graphics designer designed to showcase for presentation. UI designer designed for development. You can also showcase your design, you can also present your design, you can also show functionality using prototype for your design. But major and the primary purpose of a UI designer is to design for development. So anything other than that is a wrong design. So when you have done a good design for development, then you can showcase and share your design to the public space or to your clients. Now, there are situations whereby if you are using tools like Figma, you might need to lift your design to section, whereby it can be converted to code by their new feature called the dev mode. So when you start UI UX design, you will see why you need to know UI UX before jumping into front-end development. And also, if you love this video and you want me to make more videos, I would love you to comment next on the comment section. By saying that, I will make more videos as concerning programming and more tech relating videos. Thank you and have a blessed day.